Mrs. Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice in Spacey's route. And yeah, we had a very interesting encounter with him in the last part. And now we're never going to speak to him again, which is not obviously going to happen because we're only in chapter 2 and we got like, what are there, 8 chapters? There's 6. There are 6 chapters. So we still got like 4 chapters to go. Oh no, we're in chapter 4. We're in chapter 4 already? No, we're not. We're in we're in chapter 2. I was like, we're not in chapter 4 because I saw where there was a save, there's a bold in the line in the guide for save, and then right above it it's investigation, and I wasn't looking at the things, and I was like, that's exactly in chapter 2. We did the investigation in his apartment, and now we're about to get into, I'm guessing it's about here based on the answer that we're supposed to choose to keep on the good path, and we're about to get a bad ending, so we'll probably get it in the beginning and then go back. So anyway, so we're leaving his apartment because he's an asshole. So anyway, these areas are starting to look deserted. I walk down an empty street and I did it! I finally did it! I did it with my own hands! This should be the end of the nightmares. I hear someone talking to herself. Oh, it was a girl. Okay, never mind. No one's there. Am I hearing things? Save. See, this really would have been... I gotta scroll down a little bit. This is where we save for our endings. We're going to listen closer, because that's going to get us our first bad ending, right? Hold on. Yep. This is going to get us our Adonis bad ending in this path. I decided I wasn't just hearing things and tried to listen closer. Say, Zero, you'll compliment me, right? I did it! I fulfilled my duty. Say, why won't you answer me? I've been waiting for so long. Why? I'm wondering if this is what's-her-face. Stop it! Get away from me! Please calm down. I'm a police officer. The police? Yes, so if there's something that you want to tell me... I get it. So this is the end. But it's all right. I won't die until I hear your voice. Even if the end will come one day, until the very last moment, I will love you. She's not listening. I have to assume she's deranged. She stood up shakily and began to approach me slowly. Oh, please wait. Walking around at night like this is dangerous. If you're going home, I'll escort you. I wonder whether to call for backup or to continue talking to her. Huh? She suddenly tackled me, and at the same time I felt a strange heat coming from my chest. I heard a laugh from far away. When I realized she stabbed me in the heart, it was already far too late. My entire body started pulsing like my heart. It's so hot, yet I feel no pain. Say, Zero, I don't mind getting caught for you. I don't mind having everything erased for you. So please, one last time, let me hear your voice one last time. That's the only wish I have left. I will always love you. While listening to those incomprehensible words, my consciousness slipped away. We could have done that in the last part, but I didn't want to go too far over. But anyway, that's our Adonis bad ending. There you go. This is why we motherfucking run. Motherfucking run. Run, bitch. Oh, wait. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. That was going back way too far. Whoops. I forgot that we need to load this one. I loaded the wrong one. I'm like, shit. Oh, wait. I did save. Oh my god. Anyway. No one's there. Am I hearing things? Okay, so let's just... Oh, great. We didn't... Anyway. Run. Whoops. Run home. I don't believe in ghosts, but this is scary. I assumed it was just my imagination and hurried on home. Oh, my god, it was the 11th. It's 5 days later. It's a whole week later. A week has passed since the night I fled from Suraishi's condo. Okay, well, 5 days, not totally like a full week, but we hadn't seen each other at all. I had meant to investigate the X-date cases and what time I could find outside of my SRCPO duties, but on the 11th, 3 office workers were pushed off of a roof to their deaths. Yesterday, the 15th, a bomb went off in the Tokyo government building, killing 3 more people. No, Akito, why do you do this to me? Did Sugawara push those people, I wonder? Because she was like, I did what you told me, blah, 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 right? And then those people died on that same night. So I'm wondering. But no, she burned that dude to death. That's what that was. She's the one who started the fire and burned the dude. But we never find the person who pushes the people off, do we? They never bring that up, but we know who does this. And it's just, I can't. But we don't get to see Akito at all. Akito, I love you so much. Adonis was striking with such frequency that my investigation didn't have any time to progress. And since the start of December, schools had closed due to X-Day circumstances more often than not. I don't think her brother has even shown up in this part at all. Has he? Huh. Kazuki's high school was no exception. On those days, he always hung out with Akito. I keep telling him it's dangerous to go outside, but he refuses to listen to me. And now he's not going to be able to contact Akito anymore because Akito... Oh. I was worried for him, but my days were dominated by the deluge of calls coming into the SRCPO. I haven't been able to check on Mrs. Takeuchi. I can't let things keep going like this. I have to claw out some free time. That's exactly how I felt. I couldn't hang up the phone without it promptly ringing again. Before I knew it, it was noon. Eesh. With all these deadly incidents happening one after another, people are starting to get really ticked off at the police. Tell me about it. Mochida had been dealing with the same crush of calls I had. He looked weary. Oh, I know. I think I still have some of that chocolate I bought earlier. Nothing like sugar to pick you up when you're feeling down. I opened my desk drawer. But the first thing I saw wasn't my chocolate bar. It was a box of pastries Sadaishi had given me. Ew, they've been sitting in your desk for like 5 days, though. They're probably not good anymore. Stale now. Meet you halfway. Me? With you personally. You say the funniest things sometimes. Material goods are the fastest way to resolve disputes. I did some research. That pastry said it's supposed to be popular with women. I'd be like, hey, Mochida, you want some of this shit? Ugh, I really didn't want to remember that. Mochida, here, you can have these if you want. Huh? Aren't those the pastries that Saraishi gave to you? Come to think of it, I haven't seen him around for a few days now. He's probably busy doing profiling for all of the incidents that have been happening. True. He's supposed to be damn good at his job. Well, I heard rumors he isn't well liked. I can understand why. Last time he came by here, he didn't seem like that bad of a guy to me. Oh, he's worse. He's completely tactless. He's always deliberately trying to mess with people. He treats everyone as if they're toys. Whoa! Calm down, Oshino. Oops. I suddenly realized I was leaning over my desk and shouting. I quickly took a breath and sat down. He's like, dude, I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. A little? That'd be pretty bad for you to get that upset. I don't know if anyone can deal with that guy. Oh, wait. Maybe it was because they were close in age, but I remembered Yanagi talking to him like a friend. Oh, well, I guess you'll find all different kinds of people working for the police. From where I stand, the fact that he was nice enough to bring a gift means he's not the worst. That wasn't a gift. It was a calculated bribe intended to buy a favorable opinion. After spending time together with him, I knew that, for better or worse, he was an upfront person. He said what he did and did what he said. Even his interrogation wasn't necessarily wrong. I just wish he would understand my position and not be such a fucking dick. I love him, though. I love him to death. But in the end, none of my words ever seemed to penetrate his skull. Yes, of course. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. Please have a nice day. Finishing up my shift taking complaint calls, I switched places with the incoming shift. I could really use a quiet evening of rest. I collected my things and stepped into the hall. Saraishi! The second I saw him, I reflexively ducked and hid behind a corner. Not that I have any reason to hide from him. I just didn't know how best to deal with him. Ignore him! Thinking I hang back and wait for him to leave, I heard two other officers from the same department walking by, gossiping. Oh, hey, isn't that Spacey? The guy who helped get that Adonis cult disbanded 2 years ago. Yeah, I heard that's why he got transferred here to Shinjuku for this case. He's got to be pretty embarrassed that they haven't stopped this yet. He supposedly goes off and works on his own a lot. People wonder if he's even doing his job. Oh, why we're getting dispatched to every corner of the city with every incident. Look, he's stiff. Is that what others think of him? He was a famous eccentric, but this was the first I'd heard what others thought of his work ethic. I doubt Sadaishi cares one way or another about what others think of him. But never mind his attitude. He was certainly not the kind of person to slack off on his job. It didn't feel right for people to blame him for the investigation not getting any results. Yet, I saw the bad parts of him and decided to avoid him completely, and that isn't much different. Yet, yes, he had ulterior motives, but he was one of the few people who saw me, an SRCPO officer who hears the voice of the people, as necessary. My job was to sit and listen to what others had to say when no one else would. Was it really right for me to have given up without really trying to understand him first? Yes! I mean, no, but also yes, and you should make him come to you. It probably wasn't. You're too fucking nice. And I had given up. I told myself words would not reach him no matter how I tried. But I can't condone any methods that approve of the sacrifice of innocence. What? Are you a knight in shining armor who'll save the world with ideals and platitudes now? Life isn't that pretty or that nice. If I give up now, I'd be making a liar and a hypocrite of myself. Yeah, they may be platitudes, but they're only meaningless if I don't see them through. But if I went up to him and tried to talk now, I'd just wind back up in the same situation. Talking directly to him gets me nowhere. My only other option is to get info on him from others. Preferably someone who knew him well and somehow still considered him a friend. Yanagi might know about aspects of Suraishi that I haven't seen yet. Making sure Suraishi was nowhere around, I dashed to the office as fast as I could. Walking in, I quickly noticed that Yanagi was the only one there. Just the man I wanted to see. Perfect. Where is everyone else? Minamoto was out. Sasuzuka went home. Do you need them for something? No, actually, I came today hoping I could ask you for your advice on something. I summarized what had happened between Saraishi and I. Then I nervously asked, and I thought you might be someone who would know Saraishi better than most. Could I ask you to please give me some insight about him? You want to hear stories, eh? The only one I can tell you about him is about when we met. The only one I can tell you about him is the one about when we met. And that should be plenty. Please. I bowed deeply. Yanagi sighed and looked into the distance like he could see the past in it. It was back when I was in Section 1. There was a case where Saraishi and I got partnered up. Back then, his curiosity ruled all. If he wanted to know something, he'd do anything. Obviously, that led to problems, but Sadaishi's profiling was absolutely critical to finding the right suspects. But even when his analysis led us to the right guy, he always seemed bored when we arrested them. I don't think he felt any sense of accomplishment. Huh? Why not? He only seemed to be happy when solving the puzzle of who the suspect was. Once he had that figured out, he didn't care what happened next. He was uninterested in the victims and the suspects themselves. I remember plenty of times he ran his mouth off and made a mess of an investigation. Do you know how or why he became like that? Nope. He's been exactly like that the whole time I've known him. I couldn't think of what to say after that. Then, how did you get to be good friends with him? He's got some kind of tragic-ass backstory. They all have tragic fucking backstories. You know what I'm saying? Like, Enomoto was, like, totally looked up to that one cop guy who was, like, who just did bad things because he was mad that Enomoto had gotten promoted and he didn't. And then Enomoto was, like, all guilty. And like, man, I looked up to you. And, my idol is, like, a terrible person. And, like, had to deal with all that bullshit. And then, like, fucking Sasuzuka's mother was, like, murdered by guns. And he hates guns. And, like, Okazaki's, like, think he saved my life and told me I was worthless, but he was evil and planned the whole thing. Then why did he save me? And like, so she's got some kind of fucking fucked up back shit. They all have some kind of seriously fucked up backstory. So I'm just saying. Because we got partnered a lot, probably. No one else wanted to put up with him. But unlike with most other people, it seems like you talk to him as an equal. He and I are a little alike, I guess. What? Well, he seems like a hard-to-understand guy at first. But if you just look at things from a different angle, he's pretty simple to figure out. Simple? Said Aishi? Oh, you mean he's a jackass. I still love him. A real klutz, too. A klutz? Sorry, I've got y'all mixed up, don't I? Yeah, there are times he's an obtuse pain. When he gets like that... Yes? Don't provoke him. Just let him be. Expecting to hear some secret trick to figuring him out, I felt a little disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you might have known a hidden side to him that no one else did. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Sadaishi. Who the fuck are you talking about? Hidden side? He doesn't have any of those. Everything he is right there in the open. Yeah, he's a pain to handle at times. But if you get used to it, it isn't all that bad. Is that really all it is? I tried, but I couldn't imagine myself building any sort of relationship with Sadaishi anymore. Whenever someone just can't keep up with him, he knows. He'll be the one to leave them. He doesn't particularly care, really. At least, not usually. But this time is different. Huh? Apparently, he wants to be friends with you. He's even flat out asked me what he's supposed to do more than once. Sadaishi never goes out of his way to conform to anyone else. If someone leaves, they leave. He won't pursue them. But it's different with you. It looks like his attempt to be proactive backfired, but this is something new to him. He doesn't understand how to get close to someone, though I highly doubt he thinks what he's done so far is wrong on his part at all. He's contrary. He gleefully fans the flames of an argument. He does nothing but make people anxious. If I didn't have to be polite, I'd say Sadaishi is one massive pain in the ass. Yes. But I wasn't innocent either. I wanted him to understand me, but had I tried to understand him? I don't think I like Sadaishi. Even when it comes to the investigation, he can't give me any advice without making it a trial. Do you think he'd bother wasting time giving advice to someone he didn't have expectations of? Well, maybe not, but you can't figure him out. But I'm betting that he also can't figure you out, and that's why you're always on different pages. I can't help but think he isn't particularly interested in trying to understand me. Don't get caught up in the emotional side. Look at the facts. He reached out to you. That's fact. For him, that's a lot. He's trying to be considerate. Those things aren't so easy to see clearly. Yeah, that part you just have to get used to. If you let it bug you every time, you'll go nuts. I don't even know if that's possible. You came to me asking for advice on Sadaishi because you wanted to get to know him better. Doesn't that answer your question? His words flicked on a light bulb in my head. I can tell already that he's going to tease me and mess with me and find all kinds of ways to entertain himself at my expense. But I'll try. He has no problem saying whatever he feels like to you. How about you return the favor? I will. Thanks. With that gentle push from Yanagi, I made up my mind to confront Sadaishi once again. You're gonna go up to him and be like, you know what? You're a dick! And that's the best relationship, is the open and honest one. When he says things and you're like, you know what? Fuck off. If you can't say things straight out and honest, or he's gonna fuck with you and you're gonna be like, well, if you didn't have such a tiny penis, you wouldn't have such a problem. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You just gotta fuck back with him. He's gonna fuck with you. You gotta fuck with him, and he's not gonna know what to do. And you just gotta. You can do this, Spacey. I have faith in you because her personality slightly changes for each one of the guys, which I love. I love that. It's interesting because it's not a total thing. You don't really, you know what I mean? It adapts kind of as you go. And it's not like she's, totally pong, and like, oh no, I'm sweet and demure. It's not like that. It's just she has like there's a little tweaks in her personality that fit and bounce well off the other character, which makes more sense because there are times where you're like, there is no way that guy would fall for this girl. Like, no, that's weird. Like their personalities don't mesh, but her personality meshes with all of them because they kind of tweak it a little, just a little bit. It's not enough to be totally noticeable, but like you know what I mean? Because she still has the same basics. Like she's got the same basic box of personality. It's just some of the little balls inside the box are a little bit different depending on who she's with, or you know what I mean? Like this quirk is a little more like this little piece of her personality is a little more forthright in this path, and this one's a little bit, backseat and like I just feel like they kind of did that. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, these are all the parts of her personality that'll match with all of them, but then like this is the one that's going to be like it's a bigger ball in the box to match this guy, and I can visualize it in my head what they're doing, but like I like it, because it doesn't none of them seem like wait, she's so whatever and he's so and how what? Like doesn't make any sense. Like it makes a little more sense. I also do think it's funny though in every single path there's always she starts out like I just want to be friends. They're like, "Yeah, whatever. Screw it. No, you screw and like they kind of like dislike each other in the beginning. They're like opposites. Like not really opposites, but there's like they butt heads in the beginning, which is the quintessent. I mean, that is like a trope in its own. Like, I'm never gonna like him. Oh, you're so gonna like him. We already know, but like, if we didn't know, that's the quintessential romance trope right there. Like, two characters who hate each other, they're gonna be fucking by the end of it. Done. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're butting heads. They're so gonna be bumping uglies later. That's how it's gonna work. Like in every movie, in every book, in everything, that's always how it works. Always. And we're doing that trope here 100%, but like, it's done well, I feel like. It's not like when you see it and you're like, and sometimes you're in a book or something and you're like, they hate each other. Well, these are the characters that are going to be together later. Like, you can just pick it out so fucking easily. Yeah. Obviously we know because we're in his path. We know it's gonna happen. But they give you that trope, but it's still it's just done well to the point where you're like, I noticed that that's exactly what's going on. But like I'm halfway through the path before I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they're doing that trope, and I just because it's just so good that you don't even care that it's a like that trope. But anyway, there's no getting bored with as many incidents going on. But all the travel is such a pain. Putting the stacks of reports I'd gotten from HQ on my desk, I settled into my chair. First, head to examine the crime scene. Come back to do research, profile, then return. All this work hardly gave me time to breathe. Of course, this is exactly the time when someone actually tries to call me. Wondering who it could be, I checked my phone and blinked in surprise. It's us. Oh, it's Yanagi. Yanagi! Now this is odd. He hardly ever calls me. Well, do you have a mess you need cleaned up? Or did you just miss the sound of my voice? Neither. It's Hoshino. Oh, did her collar finally go off, poisoning her to death? No. Oh. Oh, Yanagi, don't you fucking talk. Don't you tell him about Yanagi! Yanagi, code of silence, bro. Bros before ho. Wait, I'm the hoe. Shit, wait, huh? Fuck. Thought we were bros, Yanagi. I wanted him to be my bro more than Sadaishi's bro. That's not cool, Yanagi. Anyway, no. Should have stopped by the office. Seems you managed to really tick her off this time. Oh, that. Yeah, I did. She said something about investigating on her own now or whatever. I try to look after her and she suddenly gets upset and runs away. What was it that she didn't like? She has her own thoughts and opinions, Saraishi. She's not so dumb that she needs your lessons. In fact, she just stopped by the office to talk to me because she wanted to learn more about you. She what? Really? Last I saw her, she looked like she didn't want to think about me ever again. There'd be no more inconveniences in her life if she just did choose to avoid me. Our only desire was the removal of her collar. It seemed like some nebulous sense of justice was compelling her to solve the X-Day cases. But if she needed help, it didn't have to be from me. Inagi would be a far more suitable partner. Though, perhaps her suspicion of me was the stronger emotional impetus. But if that's the case, I can't see the necessity for her to cooperate with a person she hates so much she'd actually desire to avoid me. She still had several avenues for investigation that didn't involve interacting with me. Why is she fixated on me? It was weird. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna leave things the way they are? I was used to being hated and avoided. Even if they actively attempted to get closer, if I was uninterested, it was goodbye. Unfortunately, this one time there were reasons I couldn't just ignore her. And it's not because of the collar. You're secretly in love with me and you don't even know it. It's so secret even you don't know. Stop trying to manipulate my feelings. I'm no doll. I'm not a toy for you to play with. You may think of me as a doll, but to me, you are the doll. One without a heart or soul. I didn't really care what people said to me, but that felt like one barb that hit its mark. Given recent events, the SRCPO has to be drowning in complaints right now. And she could just let it all go in one ear and out the other. But I bet she actually listens to them. If I give her something she likes, will that make her happy? Ugh, this is such a pain. This would be so much easier if she was one of those girls who was happy with anything expensive. But that sort of girl would be so predictable, I would have been bored of her a long time ago. Or bored of her long ago. Emotions are amorphous. That's a mouthful. Insubstantial. Trying to comprehend such illusion makes no logical sense. I never needed to do anything like that in my job before. It was difficult to grasp. If I could just ignore her, I would. But given the position I was in, I couldn't. Position. I grimaced at my own choice of words. Good thing she didn't hear that. I can already hear her say, "Wow, Saraishi, I never knew you cared about your position." Yeah, I do care. Believe it or not. In fact, to me, it's more important than anything. To fulfill my duty, it's absolutely required that I become friendly with her. Ooh, this makes me so curious. What? Attempting the same method of advance will just make her run again, though. So what do I do? Even after Unagi ended our call, I kept thinking about what the next correct move could be. It's like, Unagi, what do I do? In the end, I decided. Dun dun dun. What? Now it's almost been exactly a week. If I was going to confront him, sooner was better. When lunch break finally rolled around, I would muster my courage and go to the crime lab. At least, that had been the plan. But when I arrived at work that morning, Sadaishi was waiting for me at my desk. She's like, I'm going to talk to him. And, well, this is easier because now I'm confronted and I have to deal with you instead of being like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next thing you know, it's X day, you're dead, and you're like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it in my next lifetime. And for some reason, he was looking at me like he wasn't sure what to do. Should I say something first? Thinking back on how we last parted, I couldn't force myself to say a simple greeting. While I was trying to figure out what to do, he stuck his hand out, and it was a bag. You've probably been really busy lately. I think you'd like these, so here. Huh? Before I could even look to see what was in the bag, he'd turned around and left. Uneasy, I carefully peeked inside of the bag. In it, I saw a familiar package. Wow, these are the animal crackers I loved as a kid. How did he know? That's so cute, though. You're like, I remembered how I used to save up my allowance so that when we went to the grocery store, I could buy a box of these cute animal crackers. Well, he was right about me liking these. I wonder what brought this about, though. Is he trying to buy my attention with presents again? No, one box of these is only 150 yen. Wait a minute. Is it me, or did he actually say you've probably been busy when he dropped these off? I doubted self-centered and uncaring Saraishi would bother trying just to make me feel better. At first, he'd only viewed me as a necessary means to acquiring new witness testimony. But even when it came to observing my color, he seemed to give up if I just said no long enough. Yet, he doesn't understand how to get close to someone. Though I highly doubt he thinks what he's done so far is wrong on his part at all. You're like, Yanagi talked to you, didn't he? Is he maybe trying to change? Have my words gotten through to him? No. The bag was one from the local grocery store. Just the thought of Saraishi going to the snack section and picking something out for me made the tiniest bubble of joy well up inside me. I wasn't able to thank him in time. When noon hit, I dashed to the grocery store and bought some macaroons, then went to the crime lab. That's a... Yes? My! If it isn't Miss Oshino! I was afraid you'd never come to visit us again! Mukai came up to me with a warm smile and clasped both of my hands in hers. When you sent me that text saying you refused to see the director again, I wondered what happened, but I wasn't sure if it would be polite to ask. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry. No, don't worry about it. My disdain for the director got the better of me, and I forced too cruel and too difficult of a mission on you. You had just joined us in the Bastion Coalition, too. It is sad to see you leave so soon. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just... a lot happened. So far only one or two of my coworkers from here have gone out drinking with me. If you don't mind, I'd like it if we could go again sometime. Of course I don't mind. I would love to join you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid my excitement got the better of me. She let go of my hands and stepped back, turning to look behind her. Unfortunately, the director is in right now. If he was terrible to you, I'll gladly join you in getting your rightful revenge on him. No, I'm not here for revenge today. Oh? Then why? I think I'm going to try to have a serious talk with him. May I come in? Of course. If that is your intention, I'll step out for a moment. Please come in. She's going to listen at the fucking door. At Mukai's urging, I took one step, then another into the room. I looked around, finally spotting him poring over some research materials at a desk. Didn't look like he had noticed me come in. Good afternoon. What are you doing here? When did you come in? I just got here? Oh, sheesh. Don't do that. It's bad for my heart. Do you have a minute? Tsunaishi put the reports down beside him and turned to face me. Since you came all the way here just to complain to me again, I assume this attempt was a failure. A failure? Why else would you come to see me if it wasn't to berate me again? I didn't come to berate you. I came here to say thank you. So, thanks for the animal crackers. They cheered me up a bit. He's like, wait, what? He's like, you came to berate me. Wait, what? I love this. He doesn't hide a human. It's adorable. I love the fucking robots and aliens. Oh, and the glasses assholes. Takeru is the glasses asshole. Saraishi is the motherfucking robot alien. They're my favorites. Saraishi? To be honest, I wasn't sure about that selection. Taking what I knew of you into account, I theorized that it wasn't necessarily expensive things you would like, but rather cute things. I recalled your lunch being childish. I mean, cute, and that informed my decision. Those crackers seem to fit that image the best. So that's why he looked so stiff this morning. He was actually worried about me not liking it. This was different, much different from the time he did it just to amuse himself with my reaction. Happy at his thoughtfulness, I shyly offered up the box of macaroons. You've bought me a couple of gifts. I thought it was time that I got one for you. Why? Huh? I gave you gifts because I felt like it. How does that make you compelled to gift me in return? Your gifts made me happy, and that made me want to get you something too. I sometimes buy these as a treat for myself. I figured as a guy, you don't take the chance to buy things like this for yourself. Really? Because macaroons just seem like they might be the most wonderful things in the world, and I've never had one, but they look so pretty and colorful, and there's like all these things, there's like all these fun different flavors, and they look at, maybe they taste terrible, but they look adorable and amazing, and I just want them, and I need to find some of these. Plus, I figured you could use the sugar to help with all the taxing mental work you have to do. These macaroons are really good. I recommend them. Sadaishi sat there, staring at the box of macaroons, not saying a word. He stayed silent so long I started to feel a little anxious. Oops, let me guess. You don't like sweets. Sweets are fine. I'm just a little surprised. I didn't expect to get anything back. But, I think I sort of see what you meant before. Rather than something that simply follows form, getting a gift when someone put thought into your preferences does seem more pleasant. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But trying to pick out just the right thing is a pain. I don't think I want to do it often. That sounded like a negative comment at first, but looking at it from another angle, it meant that he had spent a lot of time picking out the animal crackers. And if you don't know someone well, that's when it's really hard. Would they like this? Would they like this? I don't know. When the more you get to know someone, the easier it should be picking out things that they like. Unless you're just that asshole who just randomly grabs shit and is like, here, I got you tons of stuff. And you're like, what the fuck were you actually thinking? Were you thinking? I don't think you were thinking. I know it's the thought that counts, but sometimes you're like, but was there a thought in this? That'd be like knowing someone absolutely has, as opposed to like pumpkin spice. My friend and I go back and forth about all the pumpkin spice things. Like, what the fuck, pumpkin spice? Okay, like pumpkin spice muffins, not necessarily a bad thing. And every once in a while, you're like, okay, but pumpkin spice is literally needs to stop being a whore and putting her shit up and everything. Like, God. Pumpkin spice is a man whore. He's putting his fucking spice up and everything, and it's creeping the fuck out of me. Like, fucking pumpkin spice Cheerios, fucking pumpkin spice Oreos. Stop it, pumpkin! Stop being basic white bitches, everyone. Stop! But like every once in a while, something pumpkin spice is okay. But I would never be like, I got you a bunch of pumpkin spice shit. Actually, I would. I would totally do that as an asshole gift. Like, I got you a ton of pumpkin spice shit because I know how much you hate it, and now you're angry and it's funny. Like, and it would be funny and amusing. But I wouldn't be like, I got you pumpkin spice coffee because you're always sending me, or like pumpkin spice something because you're always sending, or like, here, I got you coffee. You don't drink coffee. And be like, I got you a box of tea. I don't really drink that much tea, so that's a weird thing. Unless it's the apple cider tea. That shit's pretty good. But like, you know what I mean? Like some teas are good, but like I'm not a huge tea drinker. I like coffee. But like not like fruit. Don't get me like pumpkin spice coffee. Like get the fuck up out of here. Or like chocolate coffee. I like dark chocolate and stuff, but not chocolate coffee. No. It's just weird. It doesn't taste like chocolate. Doesn't. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like the more you know someone, the easier it is to pick out a gift. So we shouldn't look at this as like, that's so negative. You should be like, well, wait, but if you get to know me really well, you will know the things that I like, and you know I like these animal crackers. So sometimes when you just want to be nice for no reason, you buy me animal crackers that I like, and it's like, oh, that means more. Here's this box of $2 animal crackers, right? Spend $2 and got you these animal crackers. Oh, as opposed to, here's this huge bouquet of flowers. Then you're like, I hate flowers. And you just spend $50 on that. Wow, $2 animal crackers would have been like getting you laid tonight. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. Jeez, doesn't make things easy, does he? No, he doesn't know how to human. You have to teach him. Maybe this was why the thought that I'd finally got through to him was so elating. Maybe that was why the thought that I'd finally got through to him was so elating. Okay. From now on, I'll try and dissect and think about the things you say and do. How do you mean? Up until now, I've taken you at face value. But I think if I change my perspective, I might start to see a different picture. I'm going to try to be like Yanagi and just take what you do in stride. Like Yanagi? Do you really mean that? Of course I do. What point would there be to lying about that? True. You are physically incapable of lying well. I just didn't expect this from you. I won't run away from you. I prepared myself in body and mind. Maybe not in spirit. You're going to crush my spirit, and I'm probably going to feel soulless and like I want to die sometimes, but My body and my mind are ready. My body is ready for you. Tsuraishi gaped at me for a second before he burst out laughing. What the hell is that? Jeez! Why do you have to be so interesting all the time? Looking at interesting as your way of giving a compliment, it feels like you've been saying nice things about me a lot. You know, one of the nice things about you is that you never try to blow things off with white lies. Everyone complains about me at first, but after a while they all back down. My record as a profiler is good enough they just give up. Even Mukai, vocal and persistent shrew that she is, never says anything about the way I do things. Yanagi has a better idea of who I am than most, but even he mostly just observes from a distance. You're the first person I know who's ever volunteered to try to get to know me. Tsuraishi looked at me for a moment and then smiled. It looks like I underestimated you, but I think I must. Oh, I knew it! I knew he was just going to out our name at some point. Didn't I say it? Oh, I couldn't even finish reading the line. I couldn't. Because I was like, we're like, I'm going to force you to say my name. And he's not going to get it, not going to get it. And then one day he's just going to bam, know our name. And we're going to be like, I knew it was going to happen. Bitch. Fucking A. I saw that coming. It just makes, you know what? I'm just so excited about it. It makes my heart beat too fast. Anyway. It looks like I underestimated you. But I think I must reassess you now. Spacey. Huh? For a second I wasn't sure what I'd heard. You remember my name? If I didn't, you'd get upset again, right? I did it to avoid later annoyance. Sheesh. I guess I can accept that, though. No. I did it to avoid later annoyance, but I think about you when I lay in bed at night alone. Yes, you do. Spacey turns everything dirty. Well, I mean, hi. He doesn't know why he can't stop thinking about us. She's weird. She's strange. She's interesting. Oh my god, I'm in love with her. Wait, when did this happen? From the very moment you saw me, you just weren't aware of it, sweetie. It's okay. Because I'm fabulous. I thought my hair like a jellyfish. The important part was that Tsuraishi decided on his own to memorize my name. Everything else was just minor details. Anyways, so how's the questioning been going? Oh, sorry. I've been so busy this last few days I haven't had the time. I'm afraid there hasn't been any progress. Mochita and I did try to go and visit with Miss Takeuchi once again, but she wouldn't even talk to us. Things have finally started calming down in the SRCPO, though, so I was thinking of trying to go and speak to her again this afternoon. Even after being rejected twice, you don't give up. And that's just who you are. He suddenly reached out his hand and patted me on the head. Hey, what did you do that for? What's wrong? It's not like it's hurting you. Besides, you're kitty-esque. I am totally okay with him petting me. Okay? I seriously, just want to just lay... I will lay in your lap and you can just pet my head. We did this once already. It was enjoyable. We'll do it again. I'm not a cat. I think you're pretty close, actually. Strays really like being petted. Let me be very clear here. I absolutely adore being petted, but I think you need to hold off on that for a little while. This is what adults do to kids. I do not like it. Please don't do it again. No, we do love it when he pets our head. Okay, yes, if you're just having a conversation, just like, good girl pets your head, you're like, I will punch you. But if we are lovers and snuggling on the couch and you just pet my head and play with my hair, please fucking do that. That's amazing. Oh, head rubs. Okay, then you can pet me like a cat, but not in a professional business partnership. From where I'm standing, you are a child. I kid, I'm sorry. His mouth may have been apologizing, but his hand didn't stop stroking my hair. Okay, he's right when he says this doesn't hurt, but it is kind of demeaning. Still, he looked like he was enjoying himself so much I didn't have the heart to stop him. She's such a pushover. I think I'm going to try questioning some of the other students who were in Tsunemori's class, and the teacher who replaced Mrs. Takeuchi, too. Roger, I've been mulling over why Miss Takeuchi would have a fearful response to my questioning, and I came across something pretty interesting. Really? What? I expect I'll have to make use of your abilities after all. It was an offhanded comment, but there was no denying that Tsuraishi had said he needed me. So could you, take back what you said about investigating on your own? I'll try to listen more to what you have to say. Doesn't take much to be more than not at all. It doesn't take much to be more than not at all. Still, I guess the fact that he was making the effort at all was a step in the right direction. All right, we can work together again. Great. Then let's both finish up here and meet again in the evening, okay? Okay. I felt much lighter on my feet walking back to the SRCPO than I had when I walked over here. Right. I should probably alert Mukai. I finished talking with Shiraishi. I think I may be visiting the crime lab a lot more often from now on. I hit the send button. When I looked up from my phone, I saw Saeki walking towards me. Good afternoon, Saeki. Hey there, Hoshino. What's up? You're looking happier than... Well, happier than I've ever seen you. Huh? I do? Yeah, it's obvious from even from far away. Good to see you're doing okay, I guess. I was kind of worried you'd be in a bad mood due to all the complaints you've had to listen to. But it looks like you'll be alright for a while, huh? Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you've been at least as busy as me. Keep up the good work. You bet I will. But if you ever need a good drink and some time to vent, let me know. After Saeki walked off, I reached up and let my fingers brush against my cheek. Oh, jeez. Was it showing on my face that much? I need to get a grip. I mean, I've only gotten him to start at square one. But that's exciting for you. Aha! Is that from Mukai? Figuring that she'd replied to my earlier text, I pulled out my phone and... Sadaishi? No, it is. I must confess, my worry got the better of me. I watched everything. What? I can still hardly believe it. The director! Remembering a name! At this rate, you might become his greatest weak point yourself. I shall inform Sakuragawa immediately. I'm his greatest weakness? No, the more pressing point was that we were watched for that whole conversation. Oh, God. Have I been grinning like an idiot since then? That's so embarrassing. I walked back to the SRCPO office, steadfastly determined to maintain a neutral expression. Well, no, it's okay. Look, why are you so happy? You know what? It's just because I had an argument with someone and we worked out our differences, and I feel good about that. It's okay to feel happy about that. The more complaint calls we got, the more reports we'd have to fill out and file. I pushed myself and somehow managed to finish them all before hurriedly rushing out the door. Did you make a new Did you make a new land speed record dashing out here? Your bangs are a mess. Oops! I quickly reached up and tried to smooth them, Saraishi observing me with a grin the whole time. Drat! I shouldn't have said anything. They looked much funnier sticking up. That's too bad, but my bangs aren't our top priority right now. Oh, you're just going to brush it off? Ah, well, let's head to the office then. You're just going to brush it off. I'm disappointed in you. We walked for a while before Saraishi popped up again with an, oh yeah. I didn't see your one coworker today. Did he have the day off? No, he just left early. He said he had to go shopping for a Christmas gift for his wife. Oh, given the state of current affairs, is celebrating Christmas really that relevant? I feel like it's especially important now. I let my eyes wander across the city scenery. Thanks to the government's self-serving policy, Shinjuku had been turned into a walled garden. Yet the district itself looked the same as ever. If you ignored the citizens' ambient anger, okay, I know I brought this up before. How do they get food in and out? Like, I get it. If you own a restaurant or something, you can make your own food. But how are you getting your supplies? Are there places within Shinjuku that supply? But even if you're like, okay, well, I need like noodles for the stuff, I'm going to go to the grocery store. How does the grocery store getting the noodles? Is there a noodle factory? Like, they're obviously letting like shipments and things in and out, but there's a quarantine. But like, how is there no black market border crossing going on? You know what I'm saying? They don't have a wall. How are they? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, we're not allowed to leave, so we just stay. Like, if you literally walk to the end of the quarantine zone, you're like, I can actually walk out. There's nobody stopping me. Wait, we're quarantining ourselves? The fuck is this shit? Like, I mean, seriously, how does this work? We're just supposed to believe that there's a quarantine, but I need the logistics. How do deliveries get in and out? Like, how? How? And, like, everybody uses cash in Japan, right? Like, they don't really, like, the credit cards are like, that's weird. So like, you go to how does the ATM machine get filled? Like, sure, there's probably a bank within Shinjuku. I suppose that works. So then that bank is, like, filling up all the ATM machines. And it's like, well, it's not I mean, I guess there's got to be banks. Like, okay, that I maybe. But, like, I still don't know how to think. How do stores keep themselves running? You're like, it's been a year. We don't have, like, I need the newest iPhone. Well, too bad. We got the one from 6 years ago because no shipments are coming out. How is the economy still functioning in this fucking city? Like, how? Like, what? And, like, people, what if you had a job? Like, you're in Shinjuku, but what if your job wasn't in Shinjuku? Now you're fucked and you don't have a job? How do you pay your rent? Is your landlord like, I'm going to kick you out? Well, you can't kick me out because I can't go to work. How? How are people? Not everybody lives in the same city that they work in. I mean, I do. So if they shut down my city, it's like, well, I got 2 miles to go to get to work. But anybody who lives outside of the city and works in the city can't get in. So then, like, all the businesses in Shinjuku where people lived outside are now. How the fuck is this not like anarchy? Like, how have they managed this? That's the story I want. I want the logistics of how the fuck they managed to make this work. How? Anyway. But you know what I'm saying, right? Am I the only person that's like, that's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. There's no fucking way. There's no way that this would fucking work. I mean, let's take aside, like, the magical collar, then they can inject things, because, like, technology and whatever, and it's 20XX, could be, like, way in the future. Could be, like, 2080 something. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, magic technology. But, like, does everybody have, like, remote access and nobody needs to leave their house? And they can all work from home? I'm just saying. Food is just mad. They have replicators. Like, this is like Star Trek, and they're just like, doot, 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 doot. This is like a bad holodeck trip. Like, we're like, well, we're stuck in the holodeck now. Like, quarantined, right? Okay. You know what I mean? What the hell's the deal? I'm just curious. I just kind of want to know what the hell's going on with that. Anyway. Yet the district itself looked the same as ever, if you ignored the citizens' ambient anger. And Christmas is no exception. Shipments from outside only come sporadically. Okay, so, all right, there we go. We answer that. Shipments from outside come in. So you're letting people. And it still looks normal here at all is decidedly abnormal. Yeah, there's only a fraction of the usual bustle of the season, but the city at least looked festive. So shipments are coming in. Okay. Because, like, if you think about it, you're under quarantine. People are still going to buy things and do things and, like, whatever. But, okay, maybe you have to order things now. Okay, well, we don't just get shipments of whatever in stock because they're not going to sell. We're just, what did you want? You want this? Okay, cool, we can order that. And then you just wait a while and it's fucking like 1860. We got to wait for the Pony Express to get here. I know that was only in the Wild West, but whatever. But, like, food and everything. It's tripping me out that, like, at least they finally covered that, because that's been driving me crazy for a while. Like, in the back of my mind. Like, Details Spacey is back there. What? How does this work? And then the rest of me is like, shh, just shut up. Anyway. There's something about looking at the lights that makes a person feel a little better. Christmas is a special time of year. Is that so? I don't really get what's so special about it. Fucking Santa Claus? Jesus. I can see work getting in the way of being able to relax and enjoy it properly. But back when you were a kid, didn't you love it? You can't tell me that you weren't excited about opening gifts on Christmas morning, even as an adult. Like, birthdays as an adult, you're like, oh, whatever, it's my birthday, like, nobody knows, I'm like, it's depressing, right? But, like, Christmas, it's Christmas! Santa! I feel like Elf. Like, we all feel like Elf on the inside of Christmas. Because part of it, too, is, like, getting gifts where people are, like, watching kids open presents. It's not even the presents. Like, as a kid, you were like, presents! And now it's about the presents, but it's really more like you could just grab a bunch of empty boxes and stick them under a motherfucking Christmas tree, and it's like, yes, I'm just so happy right now. Like, it's just seeing, you could literally have one present and 50 of them could be for someone else and only one is for you. It doesn't matter. It's seeing the packages under the tree and the tree all lit up and laying there on the floor in the dark with just the Christmas lights going. And my parents always had these really cool Christmas lights that had different like speeds and different settings and like different pattern lights. Ugh, they don't make those anymore, which is sad. And those were so awesome. And just listening to Christmas music, like Mannheim Steamroller or something, and just watching like the Christmas lights and you're just on the ceiling. And it was just, I don't know. It's weird, but fucking Christmas, man. And then it's so exciting, Christmas Eve. You open your Christmas pajamas and you get your matching Christmas pajamas. Shut up. We had Christmas pajamas every Christmas Eve. That was the present we were allowed to open. We opened one present and it was our Christmas pajamas. We got Christmas pajamas every year and a goddamn calendar on Christmas. And it's not Christmas if I don't get Christmas pajamas and a fucking calendar. And my mom stopped buying me calendars years ago. My sister got me one for my birthday and literally her comment was, I asked Mom if I should buy it, and Mom said yes, because otherwise you won't have a calendar if she doesn't buy you one for Christmas. And I'm like, because it was a Christmas, every Christmas you got a calendar for the next year. It's not friggin' Christmas if I don't get a fucking calendar. Also, or if my mom gives me the free ones that my uncle used to get from working at Agway. Like, what the fuck? I don't gotta buy myself a calendar. It's supposed to be a Christmas gift. Just buy me a calendar. So my sisters have both bought me calendars the past 2 years. My mom just doesn't love me anymore, I guess. She's not buying us calendars. Now I'm all excited. Christmas pajamas. We did all get matching Christmas pajamas last year, I'm just saying. But anyway. But back when you were a kid, didn't you love it? You can't tell me that you weren't excited about opening gifts on Christmas morning. Not really. I never did all that when I was a kid. I did have guardians who raised me. But they weren't my parents. Oh, he's got mommy and daddy issues. What? Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. You don't have to look so sad. It didn't bother me. I think it did. It demented you as a child. He's like, I didn't have parents because I'm a fucking robot. That I understand. But still, I tried to apologize again, but Sadaishi raised a hand, cutting me off. You know, you are a really decent human being. You must have been raised in a good environment. I'm not all that great. Really, yes, I am. My parents loved my little brother more than me because I couldn't do much, and he was great. I had a complex about it for the longest time. But one day it hit me, even if I didn't have any special talents, I could still be helpful to others, even if it was only in small ways. And that's why you became a police officer, huh? It's amazing you can think about things that way. I didn't hear any irony or sarcasm in his voice. That was likely his honest opinion. Why did you decide to become a profiler, Saraishi? Me? I didn't really have a grandiose, heartfelt reason like you did. At first I did it just because I did. But now, I think it's kind of entertaining to figure out questions no one else can answer. So, I guess you became a profiler because that's just what you were meant to be. You know, you may be right. He smiled quietly, then suddenly turned to me as if he had just remembered something. There's something I want to know as a profiler. Will you cooperate with me? Okay. I nodded. Saraishi proceeded, as if it was nothing major. If, somehow, the one who put that collar on you approached you and said you had to kill me, or else you would die, what would you do? What? It certainly wasn't a question I expected. Is this something you need to ask to get more data on me? No, I asked because I just want to know how you would answer. He stood there, his usual grin on his face, waiting for me to answer. If I really did have to make that choice, I'd sacrifice myself. I was like, she wouldn't let him die, but I'd think of a third option. When I had this collar put on me, I honestly feared for my life. I didn't want to experience that again. But that was no justification for doing nothing. You may think this is unfair, but I try to think of a third option. If you keep thinking and keep trying, you just might find a way. You really do have a tendency to bet on outcomes that are not even remotely certain. Even if there's only a 1% chance, I don't want to give up. I'm not going to sit still and let someone force me to do what I don't want to. I'm going to fight. He's exasperated at my platitudes again, I bet. We'll find out. Anyway, so this is going to be the part where we're going to stop here, but I want to see. Our trust should be, ooh, almost all the way up. I don't know if we have any more trust point. Sure we do because, oh, we still have one more choice left in this chapter. Because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, we're using the guide, so we're obviously know we're going to get all the trust. So anyway, I am going to wrap this part up here, and then we'll see what happens at the office when we come back in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.